Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Doris. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, make yourself comfortable and feel relaxed. How is your day going? I believe it's moving on smoothly. Okay, I am back again with the fiction story between LIQUOROSE and Emmanuel, titled My Pills for Depression. We stopped at chapter 10 yesterday. I am here with chapter 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. From the last chapter we dropped, we were a little bit confused whether Emmanuel of a truth really loves LIQUOROSE or he is there for an interior motive. I believe you all followed the last chapter I dropped. That is where we are confused. But I believe as we move on, we will get to know if really Emmanuel loves this lady or he is just there to revenge what his ex-girlfriend did to him, which Alex is not in support of. But we'll all find out as we move on in this beautiful, amazing and interesting story. My Pills for Depression, chapter 11. Things has been going on fine between the two lovers. They are both ambassadors for Mr. Chuk's clothing line, and so many companies wanted to work with them. Having each other made their stars shine brighter. Even Emma is having second thoughts about his initial plan, cause Rose is such a hard worker and Emma's family has grown fond of her. They have been dating for 6 months now, but they have not done the do. I believe you understood what this writer is trying to say. So Valentine's Day is here already, and Emma pulled up the wonderful and the romantic dinner date. They ate and drank to their satisfaction. They even danced together. Later, Emma decided to drop Rose off before returning home. At Rose's apartment, Emma helped her in opening the door because she had too many drinks. As they entered inside, Emma made her to sit, helped her in removing her shoes and making her feel more comfortable. Then he entered the kitchen. Emma said, "Do you want some coffee, Rose?" Rose said, "Yes, please." Some minutes later, she called him. "Emmanuel." Emmanuel said, "Yes, I'm over here." Rose, trying to remember why she called him, she now said, "I just wanted to tell you there is a plate of brownies on the counter if you're hungry. They're covered with aluminium foil. I made them myself." Emma said, "That is awesome. I'll bring for both of us. We can have it with coffee." Rose said, "Do you want me to help with the coffee?" Emma, grinning, now said, "No dear, I got you covered." "Okay," Rose said as she ringed her bell too. Emma turned back to the kitchen, reminding himself that a true gentleman would never take advantage of a woman who is under the influence of alcohol. He knew that Rose drank coffee blank. He balanced 2 filled mugs and the plate of brownies when he rejoined her in the other room. Emma said, "The brownies taste wonderful." Rose said, "Thanks," as she smiled. He loved seeing her smile, so he placed a mug on her hand and ordered her to drink. "I'm not really intoxicated, just a little boozy." Emma said, "I know, but drink the coffee." Anyways, as they were eating, they decided to watch a football match. Chapter 12. They talked about something that made them happy. Emma also complimented Rose on her dancing skills and asked if she ever considered dancing international, which she said that she and her girls are working towards that, and he also promised her that he will help her to achieve that. Emma said, "I hope you will dance for me again sometimes," he said as he stroked her cheek. This made her to blush well and said, "You never know," she murmured. Do you want some more coffee or something?" His fingers were tangled in her hair now, the other hand racing to her cheek. "I definitely want something," he said, his mouth close to hers, "but not coffee." He heard her catch her breath. Wide and wary her eyes met his. He was glad to see that they were clear, no longer clouded by champagne. She knew exactly what he meant, and she was fully aware what is happening or what could happen between them. She knew very well that he was leaving the next move to her. He sat still. Their gaze locked, his mouth an inch above her, just waiting for her signal. Would she pull him closer or push him away? He groaned in satisfaction when she lifted her mouth to his. Rose was not thinking entirely clearly, but she would not blame it on alcohol. Common sense told her to stop, to pull herself out of his arms. Chapter 13. She decided she would push him away in a minute, but right now she has to enjoy herself with the love of her life. Her fingers slid on his head. He kissed her until she could hardly breathe, and then he turned his attention to the other parts of her, kissing her temple, her cheek, and the hollow behind her ear, then trailing his lips down her neck to her bare shoulders. He lightly nipped the skin there and she shivered. He was too good. He kissed the hollow of her throat, where her pulse raced rapidly, that he couldn't possibly have misinterpreted her excitement. She knew it would be a waste of energy to pretend that she is not enjoying what he is doing to her, or that she didn't respond to his kisses. It's only fool would have believed her, and Emma is not a fool. Emotions that had been smearing inside her for hours erupted to the surface, melting her control. All day she has been aware of Emma, especially when he danced with her. It felt fabulous. His mouth was on her again, moving more urgently this time. His hand raced over her, stimulating every nerve ending, leaving her quivering and aching for more. Emma was making his feelings clear about how he would like the evening to end, and it was left for Rose to decide if she wanted to spend the rest of the night alone. Chapter 14. His face was a bit flushed, his eyes glittering and heavy-lidded. She felt the tension in his, the faint quiver of muscles held tightly under control. She was sprawled half across his lap, and the hardness against her tight hold, how strongly he too had been affected by their kisses. There were no doubt in her mind that he wanted her at least for tonight, and there was no question that she wanted him either, or that she had wanted him for longer than she cared to admit. She wasn't sure she had strength to send him away this time. Not tonight. But if she was very careful, she should be able to give into impulse just this once without having her life forever changed or heart broken. Tonight would have been enough. Still framing his face in her hands, she leaned forward to kiss him lightly. "Have I ever shown you the rest of my apartment?" Rose asked. He said no. His voice was husky. "I don't believe you have." "There is not much," she said, dropping another kiss on his firm chin. "Only a small bedroom, but the bed is big enough for two." Emotion fled in his eyes, but he remained, still speaking doubtfully. "You are asking me to stay?" "Yes, if you want to. I think you know the answer to that." "Then stay," she said simply. "We need to talk," Emma said. She kissed him again, letting her tongue sweep his lips and her breast rest against him. "We have talked enough tonight," she murmured against his mouth. His arms tightened around her. "I hope this isn't champagne speaking." "It's not champagne," she assured him, wringing out of his arm. She held out her hand to him. "Let me show you my bedroom, Emma," holding her gaze with his. He rose slowly and took her hand. Rose soon found out that her imagination had been woefully inadequate when it came in making love with Emma. She had known he would look gorgeous beneath his clothes, but actually seeing him without his shirt made her breath lodge hard in her throat, running her hands over his smooth, silky muscles. Chapter 15. Rose placed her mouth against his throat, nibbling a line of kisses from his jaw to his shoulder and down to his firm, flat nipplet. She felt the rapid rhyme of his pulse and heard the increase in his breathing, and she smiled. It was nice to know she could affect him with her touch. After all, turnabout was a play. His hands moved behind her and she could feel the cool air on her back as her long zipper parted. Moment the dress fell on her feet in a swamp of glittery lavender fabric. She supposed to have suspect even then that Emma might be seeing them. Emma's eyes all but gazed over when he stepped back to look at her. Talk about a boost of her ego. He moved quickly. This too safe. Seriously guys, I'm avoiding community strike from YouTube. That's why I'm not reading out some of the lines here. Hope you understand. but you can go through it if you wish. What I will do is to bring chapter 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20 tonight. Okay, just wait for it. In the next few hours I will upload it too, just to complement these ones I didn't read out for you, but you can read it out. It's here on my screen, you can read it out yourself. But I promise you all, I'm bringing back 5 more chapters tonight. Wait for it. Stay tuned to this channel and keep checking. Guys, please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel and also turn on the notification bell by the side of the subscribers button, that whenever I drop my videos you'll be the first to be alerted. Do take care of yourselves, and also remember that my name is Doris. Till I come your way next time. Bye bye.